everyone, I am Mayuri and today we are reviewing all of my sunscreens. This is basic, but let's understand how SPF and PA works in sunscreen. SPF means sun protector factor and it actually provides protection against UVB rays. SPF 15 means 93% of protection, SPF 30 means 97% of protection, and SPF 50 plus means 98% protection from UVB rays. And PA is a protection grade of UVA. PA plus protects against 2 to 4 types of UVA rays. PA plus plus protects against 4 to 8 different types of UVA rays. PA plus 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 protects against 8 to 16 types of UVA rays. And PA plus 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 protects against 16 plus UVA rays. So now let's test each of the sunscreen, and I have written some pointers over here. We will be seeing texture, how blendability of the sunscreen, does that sunscreen leave white cast, and which skin type is more suitable for each of the sunscreen. Then we will be also comparing its prices and its water test as well. So yeah, let's start with the first sunscreen. The first one that we have is the most viral sunscreen. It is Dot & Klee's Blueberry Sunscreen with Ceramide. It is SPF 50 plus, PA plus 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 plus. It has active ingredient as hyaluronic acid and 5 different ceramides. It is kind of moisturizing. You can only use this sunscreen and skip the moisturizer some days. And the blendability of this sunscreen is good. As you can see, it doesn't took too much time to blend and it doesn't leave any kind of white cast. And for this sunscreen, you have to pay 7.43 rupees per gram, and 2 grams of sunscreen is needed every time. This is good for dry skin, normal skin, combination skin and oily skin. So this sunscreen is water resistant. As you can see, the sunscreen is not mixing in the water even if I give it a good shake. And let's now see how much oil this sunscreen will be secreting. So this is the butter paper and the sunscreen on it. I kept it under sun for 15 minutes and it leaves a very little oil, making it suitable for oily skin type. So the number 2 sunscreen is this Dr. Sheth's Haldi Hyaluronic Acid Sunscreen SPF 50 plus and PA triple plus. It has hyaluronic acid, turmeric extract and mineral organic filter. I have recently bought this on sale and it is suitable for all skin type. Let's see how its texture is. This sunscreen is little yellow in color as it has haldi extract, and you have to pay around 9.98 rupees per gram, so it is 4.99 for 50 grams. And I feel that one finger of sunscreen is too much for half face. As you can see, it is not blending much. You will take time to blend this sunscreen into your skin. So whenever I'm using this sunscreen, I use very less amount of sunscreen so that it doesn't become too much oily. But once you blend in all of the sunscreen, it get dry up. It takes time, but it feels dry after some time. And this sunscreen will be good for all skin type, but combination and oily skin type, I feel that this can be skipped as you will find better sunscreen than this. Now let's see its water resistance test and butter paper test. After giving good shake to this sunscreen under water, this sunscreen dissolve in water, and which makes it less resistant to water. And this sunscreen leave oil, as I have told you before. This is not for oily and combination skin type. If you have this, please skip this sunscreen and avoid it. The third sunscreen which I'm sharing here is recommended by my dermatologist. It has UVA UVB protection 50 plus SPF, and this sunscreen comes in a 60 ml of bottle which cost 659 rupees, and it will cost around 10.9 rupees per gram. And this sunscreen has very liquid kind of texture. I really love this sunscreen because this sunscreen used to give me such a glow on my face, and many people have also asked me what I have applied on my skin. So I really love this sunscreen now as well. Coming to the blendability of this sunscreen, it takes little time to blend up. It does not leave any white cast, and many of the sunscreen can give you a dry touch after applying, after they get absorbed into your skin. But this sunscreen doesn't make you feel like it is dried out. It just feel that you have some kind of a layer on your skin which gives you glow, which I like. Maybe if you don't like such sunscreen, then you can skip this sunscreen as well. So this is how it looks after applying on your face. I felt that this sunscreen gave me a good protection, as well as my skin got little lighter after applying it regularly. So I really love this sunscreen. I thought this sunscreen is water resistant because it feels little sticky and oily on your face, and I can see that there is some kind of oil in here, but I gave a good shake to this water and it got completely dissolved. And most of the liquidy sunscreen are not that much water resistant. After keeping this sunscreen for 15 minutes in sun, it left some oil, which is very usual. The next sunscreen that we have is this Dot & Key's Vitamin C plus E Super Bright Sunscreen. It has SPF plus and PA 4 plus, and it has active ingredients like vitamin C and vitamin E. I have this sunscreen in smaller packs, so this is costing me much. It is costing around 8.90 rupees per gram. And I must say, this is the most watery sunscreen I have ever tried. It is literally water in sunscreen. This sunscreen blends very seamlessly into your skin as it has a watery texture, and it doesn't leave any kind of white cast. It is good sunscreen if you have oily skin. And personally, I think why this sunscreen has vitamin C, because vitamin C oxidizes when it comes in contact with sunlight and it does not give any effect on skin. So I think this vitamin C that this sunscreen has doesn't give you any glow or anything. It is just a formulation of this sunscreen which gives you glow, but it does not have that vitamin C acting on your face. And as this sunscreen is watery, so this get easily dissolved in water, and as this sunscreen is water like, it gave a little bit of oil on butter paper after keeping it for 15 minutes under sun. I think this is much of a less oil and more of a water, and that's why I really love this sunscreen. If you have oily combination skin, go give it a try. The second last sunscreen is this Pilgrim's Oil Free Super Light Sunscreen Gel. It has SPF 50 plus and PA 4 plus. It has UVA shield technology, and it is for oily and acne prone skin. And for this 40 ml of sunscreen tube, you have to pay around 495 rupees, which makes it most costly sunscreen in this series, and this will cost you around 12 rupees per gram. As far as coming to blendability, I took one full finger of this sunscreen on my face and it took too much time to blend in, and I think the mouth of this tube is larger, so that the quantity of sunscreen which is coming is too much in one finger, and it took a lot of time to blend in, and it does not leave any kind of white cast. But as you can see, I am feeling too much oily on my skin. I'm not sure how it's supposed to be okay for oily and acne prone skin type person, but I have applied it for a day, and after it get fully dried, you feel kind of a dry sunscreen on your face. It does not have that much oil secretion, but when you are applying it for the first time, it secretes a lot of oil. And as this sunscreen is having a gel like texture, it does not dissolve in water, making it a water resistant sunscreen. And after keeping this sunscreen under sun for 15 minutes, I have observed that a lot of oil is secreted from this sunscreen, and I'm surely not sure about how this is going to work on oily and acne prone skin type person. And the last sunscreen of this series is this Wishcare Sunscreen Body Lotion. This is for body, not for face. It has UVA, UVB protection. It has SPF 50 and PA 3 plus, and it has niacinamide and ceramide. Also has carrot seed and raspberry extract. And this 200 ml of bottle will cost you around 495 rupees, which is the cheapest sunscreen in this series, and which means you will only have to pay 2.5 rupees per gram for this sunscreen. And this sunscreen has creamy texture. It has a bit of a fragrance. All the sunscreen in this series doesn't have any fragrance, but this sunscreen has fragrance. And this sunscreen will always be available on sale, so you have to grab it because this is a good moisturizing sunscreen for your body. And as far as the blendability of this sunscreen, it blends seamlessly into your skin and it does not leave any kind of white cast. And this sunscreen is also good for detan as well. It will give you a detanning effect plus protection as well. And for water resistance test, this sunscreen has passed it because it does not dissolve into water, and it does not have any kind of crumbles. And if I test this sunscreen against butter paper test, this is the result, and it left little bit of oil. And this is how this sunscreen will work on your skin. Oh my god, we finally covered all of this sunscreen, and let me know if that helped you in deciding which sunscreen will suit your skin. And if you have any further question, let me know in the comment section, and see you in the next one. Bye.